Hey guys, welcome back to Boss Fan TV, and today we're going to be doing the match preview for our game against Dundalk tomorrow at Oriel Park. A good result up in Derry last week. We got a 1-all draw. Maybe some would say we were unlucky to come away with just the 1-all draw. They got a penalty that we thought was very soft. Um, we got the first goal kind of on the break. Um, Liam Burr kind of made a good run, and then played it kind of played it to promise, and then he made it 1-0. Um, then they got a very soft penalty, like I mentioned, like never in a million years. I think it was a penalty. But that's just the refs in the League of Ireland for you. Um, but then I thought we were solid for throughout the game. We had a couple of opportunities to go 2-1 up that we probably should have took. I think Promise had one, but yeah, I'll take that. They've been very good this season. I know they've had a couple of dodgy results lately, but they're still going to be up there challenging for Rovers this season. And getting a point away from home against a team like Derry is never a bad result. Um, Tomorrow is it could be a bit more kind of not difficult, but it's probably a bit more on it in the game because Dundalk are probably going to be in and around where we want to be this season, which is kind of fourth, fifth, sixth to kind of. Well, no, obviously we don't want to be like sixth, fifth, sixth. We want to be in the top four playing in Europe, but we're both challenging for kind of fourth place, which would get Europe depending on the cup, obviously. But um, we our record at Oriel Park isn't brilliant as well. No, I think we won there last season. Georgie Kelly's got a penalty. I think we lost there as well. 2-1, I believe. Yeah, 2-1. Um, it's not been brilliant, the record at Oriel Park for us. And I know Dundalk have had a good home record this year. They're second in the league on home form. So, that it's gonna be a hard game, especially away from home. I think, one thing that we can use to our advantage this game is our ability to counter attack. Be solid at the back, try and not getting not not getting too much opportunities, and then use Bird Junior, Promise, Ku, whoever on the counter to create opportunities. Which worked against Derry. Yeah, it's worked in other games this season as well. I think Rory Higgins said after the game that he beat Blaise Bowes are probably are up there with one of the best in the league for counter attacking, if not the best. And I think he's right in saying that. We've been a big threat on the counter this season, and not just this season, but we've seen it throughout our time under Keith Long how we can counter attack with our pace going forward, which is something that I think is going to be important in this game because Dundalk at home, we expect the fans to be up for it. They got a pretty disappointing result last week, bottling a 2-0 lead away at UCD. So they'll be up for it. They'll want a reaction, and they've got decent fans at Dundalk. They always make noise. Um, so I think we've just got to try and be compact, be solid. Just don't make any individual errors. Don't give them too many opportunities, and then try hit them on the count. I'm not just gonna. I'm not trying to say just put 10, 11 men behind the ball and just hope for a draw. Because I think we do have the quality to go toe to toe with Dundalk and try um and beat them by a goal or two. But I think that's the kind of counter-attacking thing. I think it's worked for us really well in games this season, and I think it's something that we can definitely use going forward. Um, that could get us results. The team I don't think will be too different to the one that we saw against Derry. I'd go with Talbot and goal, Packham. I'd stick with Doherty at centre half. I think he's been playing really well there over the past few weeks. I think he started there against Rovers. Or did he? I think he came on against Rovers. Um, for because I think it was Feely got injured. I think. And he moved up into moved into the centre half position, and I thought he did well. I think he played there, started there against UCD a couple of weeks ago, and was good. Same again on Friday against Derry. So I'd stick with him as a centre half, along with Kieran Kelly, Tori Wilson at left back, um, probably go with maybe a two or kind of three in midfield and go with like Levingston and Devoy, and then maybe Burr on the wing, Coo on the right, and then Junior and Promise up front because I think those two could work well together, and I think they can definitely cause them dogs some problems if they're on it. Um, Score prediction. This is going to be a hard one. I think it's a tough one to predict. It could go either way, really. I think with Dundalk's home form, uh, they'd probably be slight favourites, maybe just because how they've been performing at home. But I'll go with a draw. I just feel like this game can a 1-1 draw. I just feel like it has to kind of it's that kind of game. It'll be tight. There'll be kind of very few opportunities. Yeah, but a point away from home against Dundalk wouldn't be the worst. They've got a good home record, like I mentioned, and we're both in that race for Europe, so I don't think a point would be awful. On to other news, kind of just want to touch on the news about Daily Mount today. Obviously, it came out this morning that plans have been scrapped to redevelop it. Obviously, we were going to ground share with Shells, but then that didn't work. Yeah, they've bought Talca Park of the Dublin City Council, and then we were going to move in on our own, and that looked okay. But I think there was a report this morning that had been scrapped, and they were going to look at an alternative. But the club came out today and said, no, that's not true. We're still going ahead with the redevelopment, the 6,000 seater, which I don't know. I'm slightly disappointed about. I was kind of hoping that they'd stick with the plan that came out this morning about maybe building a new stand in the Des Kelly and the Connacht stand as well, where there's nothing there really. You can't use it obviously because it's not safe. I was hoping they'd build another stand there in the Des Kelly as well and bump the capacity up to, I think it was going to be 8,500. Which would have been better. Would have we would have kept the kind of vibe around Dalymount. The tradition, the pubs, well, the everything that comes with it really. Um, you know, I think that's probably a better idea. Whether it's probably going to look a bit nicer at the 6,001, 60, sorry, the 6,000 seater stadium. It'd probably look a bit nicer. It'd be kind of more modern, I guess. But I think if we were to add a couple of new stands to Daily Mount and bump the capacity up to 8,500, it'd look a lot better. I think a lot more fans would be happier with that than kind of redeveloping the whole place and having to move to a new stadium for a couple of years and wait for that to be built. Um, so I don't know. I think maybe they are looking at it, considering it came out in the media this morning that maybe that was one alternative they were looking at if those plans to redevelop it into a 6,000 seater stadium were to be scrapped. Because I don't think 6,000 is enough. I was kind of hoping they'd push for eight, maybe even 10. But it is what it is. Hopefully they can maybe go with that one where we can build a new stand in the Connacht and Des Kelly stands and, you know, make Daddy Mount bigger and kind of keep the same feeling around it. But we'll wait and see. It's been a bit of a mad kind of roller coaster of emotions, this kind of whole redevelopment. There's been statement after statement really kind of twists and Shell's wanting to stay in Tolga and they've got their wish now. And, what are we going to do? Are we just going to move into that 6,000 seater stadium by ourselves? Or are we going to go with the 8,000 and build a couple of new stands? I hope we go with the latter personally. I just think it'd keep the vibe around Daily Mount. It'd make it look a bit nicer. Obviously, more fans then, so there's less problems with tickets and stuff like that. And, memberships, season ticket holders, there's been a lot of kind of debate around that over the past few months, so that kind of put a stop to that. So yeah, that's where I'll end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts heading into the game tomorrow, your thoughts on the news about the redevelopment of Daily Mount, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.